Previously on Danganronpa.
God damn it! I'm bad at this.
And now, the epic conclusion to the trial.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual. The screaming. The behaviour they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi. Shush! The adults are talking now. Sorry. As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste had said as well. Are you saying everything they told us was a lie? After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? I saw a shadow, someone moving at the top of the stairs. We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she had claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor. She let out a blood-curdling scream. And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what is it she said? Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. Look at the fucking hiccups. Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for a partner to get to work. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. It's like the fifth time I've said that, isn't it? It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time. In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Tokyo Byakuya and Sakura. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on... Ah! That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him we're on the third floor, everything's gone according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea? I just realised another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered. Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds. I don't believe it. The whole thing was one big act. Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right? Yeah, I was feeling sick. Kinda sick. Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was... She wasn't worried about you. She saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office. Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste? I have no idea what you mean. Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake. Oh, did I? I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but... Looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing. What are you talking about? I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned it to the nurse's office. What did you say? They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die, just like those guys died. I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it. Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Ah, how did she know that Taka was dead? Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it, Celeste's comment doesn't make any sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're not really the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? Okay, what's this? What am I shooting? Monokuma File 3. Okay.
All I said was, they must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
Oh, wait, shit. Wait, what? Okay, I get the feeling that then the bullet means fuck all. Right, okay, all he said was, what was he saying? Us standing around. Must be positively, we are all going to die here. Those guys died.
That's all I said.
That's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it?
What's so strange about Celeste's comment?
Well, I pressed triangle on that. Did I get it? Oh, fuck's sake, I didn't get it. Alright, well, we're all gonna die here. Guys die. That's all I said. All it finished. It's so strange. Gimme. I don't know if that's what it's... Maybe it was. Right now I'm gonna say it. So strange. Enjoyed us. Positively elated. We're all going to die here. Those guys died. Boom! Got it that time. Maybe I should just read the whole thing first and then make my decision instead of jumping the gun and fucking myself over. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out into the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations, you know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. And what about the picture I took?
That means fuck all at this moment.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? Celeste put the suit on and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You're the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are you sure that that's really a picture of suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, it was a picture of Hifumi dragging him. Hifumi's dragging the suspect away. They're dancing. No, they're dancing. Clearly they're dancing. It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
The one being dragged off in the picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And that strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious. That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away. Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? What now? Another bullet? What we got now? Robo Justice costume, Yasuhiro's message, Robo Justice blueprints. Okay. You dressed me up in that suit after I'd passed out. And you draped me across Hifumi and had me carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. The person inside the suit was if the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand straight. Oh, wait. The costume. Oh, fuck, pressed the wrong button.
And then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all.
No way! Can I skip all this? Yeah, I know what it is. I think I know what it is anyway. It was a costume because you couldn't bend. You couldn't bend over, so of course that would be upright. Unconscious. Standing up straight. Boom! Break. No, even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because the robot justice suit had a certain characteristic. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. That's right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist. I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was. Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuck Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake the whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame. Well then, I suppose this is checkmate. Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot. What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure.
Oh wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but I was sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro.
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that? Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us? He gave, he said people's last names. That's right, our last names. He called us all by our last names. Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Nagi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was incidental. By chance, his first name. Decent.
Don't talk. Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think that he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more. So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him. But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here. Well, no, hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never told us what her real name is.
Oh, what did you say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit. Come on, enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up. My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. The books, the passports, the student handbooks. E-handbook, that's what I'm looking for. Even was trying to tell you something. He wanted us to know whoever the killer's last name, Yasuhiro. If there's one person here who might have had that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, goddammit!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending, it's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
Oh, we do, love, we do. That's it, the handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check our handbook and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just not my nature not to give up. Because, until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then, let me settle it. Let me go over the case again from the beginning and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end. Okay, closing argument. Right, oh for fuck's sake. Right, okay, so she's talking to him. Oh god, right, actually no, it's probably better to work from the end and work backwards. That makes more sense. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Right, so it's time, Justice Hammer 3. That's a bag of crisps, that's a bloody mallet. Justice Hammer 4. Bag, taking a picture. Crystal ball, Justice Hammer 2. Okay, that one there. That's him pushing that along. That's him finding both dead bodies. He puts that on his head, spins around. And Justice Hammer 3, because it was 3 that hit him. The blood stain. Okay, he bonked in the head. Okay, what would that be? That's him getting choked up by the beastie. That's him killing Taka. Wait, so that would be, if him killing Taka would be Justice Hammer 4? That one there, he's sneaking up. Oh, could that be it? Wait, that would have been at... When did he die? He died at 6. None of those times are right. That's the picture getting taken. So that's him getting knocked out. Or is that one there? That one's in Dragon. It's the bag of crisps, the backpack, bloody poster, the time. The time would have been... When did he... that time? I'm probably getting this very, very wrong. I've missed one there. Taking the picture, Act 3. Taka is there. Wait, Justice Hammer 4. So that's right. He was killed with Justice Hammer 3. Is there a Justice Hammer 3? It can't be that because he died at 6 and that's just past 7, which would have been that. Justice Hammer 3. Wait. Justice Hammer 4. So there's just got one left, which is what happened before Taka was killed. It wasn't that, because it was 3 was used. Hang on, maybe 2 was further back. Did they not keep? No, they used chloroform on him.
The only one I can think of that it could be is the backpack to show that he was... I'm not convinced this is right. Well, let's go and see what happens. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder, and that person was... Oh, wait, it's... Okay, I got that completely wrong right off the bat. Oh, fucking hell. Him. So that means that the clock... Wait, that should be there, and the clock should be... that? Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder, and that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect, so when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. Damn it. Okay, so that might have been the time. No, it can't have been the time, because he died at 6, so why would the time be 7:05? So it's not that. What ones am I missing out here? The Justice Hammer, which is Justice Hammer 2, and he uses Justice Hammer 4, so it can't be that. It can't be the crystal ball, that makes no sense. It wasn't the backpack. That was from a previous murder, and that's just a bag of fucking crisps. What am I... Pretty certain I've got the rest of these right. I mean, I don't think it's the one. He died at 6, so... Alright, well, I'll put that there. He used Justice Hammer 4, Bloody Horror. So that would then be... That would be that. We'll go with that. I'm looking at it at a different fucking angle. That's not 7:05, that's 2 minutes past 6. Jesus Christ. Very funny. And then finally at 6 AM they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in the order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that, but... While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3, and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's when we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time, so when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them, and they did it using an ordinary everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case, and the villain behind it all is... Celeste. Sorry, you lose. Right from the start I knew it was going to be her.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it. You're the killer.
Listen to you trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. Hi, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it. I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting. Oh. So that was why they had that weird bit at the start where I was doing the rhythm bit. That's why they had it right at the beginning. I wondered why it was so early on. Either way, I got it fucking right. Right at the beginning I knew it was going to be her when money was involved. You can't fool me. Well, you can. Like 99% of the time you can.
Okay, Monokuma, I'm ready to begin. Oh no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it? It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh. Not many folk left in the school now. Guilty.
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro. I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied on her speciality, lying. My speciality? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
Then did you use, you know?
I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
And you're the one who stole it.
That's right.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with.
Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
What?
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
He did?
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then, it's hard for me even to say, he abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I know he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard! Bastard!
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? She... I have to save her!
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me. I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the body in hide the face in general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
That's it?
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry. But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live? That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there is to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So you had planned to kill him all along?
But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself. How can human life mean so little to you? That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
No, he derives pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect we are nothing alike.
Then what made you take things this far? Was it really just for the money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape.
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
Obviously that was a lie.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh? Because I had a dream. And everything, accepting a life here, would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever. And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing. And it was all for that dream.
And what was this dream of yours?
To live in a European castle.
A castle?
And to gather handsome men from all around the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards.
I can't help but notice that the person kissing your feet is old Bacula there.
I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence. Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I do not have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing. That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared?
My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The consciousness deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
That's right. I do not fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then, I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
You'd just get executed again.
Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie, and that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
All done. Okay, then let's get rolling. The Blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price. Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for her, the ultimate gambler. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again in another life.
Oh, we gonna hit that big old button. Game over. Celeste has been evicted from the Big Bear house. Okay. She's getting burned at the stake, isn't she? Well, it certainly looks just like what's happening. The burning of the Versailles witch. It's about to get spicy. So she's had the nastiest, I think, well, of all the executions that Monokuma's delivered, she probably has the most painful one, I would assume. Burning alive. And we're just going to... Are we in the audience just watching this? Watching her burn alive. Then again, she doesn't look too phased about it. In fact, she looks quite happy about it. Wait, what? Okay. Okay, a fire engine is ramping into her. Well, that's one way to save her from the fire, I guess. Okay. That's one way of killing her. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting some kind of gambling thing, since, like, you know, one was baseball, one was motorbikes. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives. Geez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Well, what do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not, and it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you going to make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
God, I am so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste? So, what's the devil with that? Huh? What's the matter?
I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do to me?
What?
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here. Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course. See ya.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you? Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there. I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check. Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said, I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later. Why exactly are you going alone? Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she quickly glanced at the surveillance camera. That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too. You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Huh, do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya. Then it's up to you now. I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means? Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone. Well, shall we? Yeah. We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
Good morning. Wait, what was her voice again? Good morning. Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's safe, thank goodness. I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a while longer.
So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since I have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me? Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried. Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that, it's only natural they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you. You believe in me. Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand. Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then, fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? This isn't a trap to get me killed, is it? Storage? What's storage? Oh wait, that thing, that right there. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? Oh, is it a secret panel? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. Gashunk. At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Ba-bump. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side, just like Kyoko had said. In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet, and way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So this is the secret room, but what's in here? Oh, is it going to be like photos and stuff like that? There's a bunch of files in what looks like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kinda weird. I could understand if it said like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them, somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh Christ. A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Gah. Oh. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. That kind of ties into what I was saying before, that there's memories that they've been erased because he's trying to remember stuff that he recognized, but he can't quite. So has there been mind alterations?
My body, have they been here for a couple of years at this point? My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. Ugh. The further I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see. In front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound? It's coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Crack. Gah! Gagunk! Bagah! What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here, in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Kacha! Bakyu! Hagagya! Hiya! Paching! Bakya! Dadadon! Sha 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 sha! Oh. Okay. Before me there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Who are you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of all this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal.
The deal? She was the spy. Really, Sakura? I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then, could it be? The mastermind spy is... Chapter 3. A Next Generation Legend. Stand Tall Galactic Hero. The end. 3 more down. 7 left. 7 to go. To be continued. And there we go. We received the Super Robot Justice present. Well, yippee for me. And with that, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, always keep it loud, keep it heavy. And I'll see you in the next episode.